leaving your multiple year relationship for me, Kevin Smith. And I'm like, what?
I made Clerks.
You're gonna spend your life with this guy? This guy over moi?
Over Silent Bob?
I've got that Mallrats money here.
All right, Mallrats is my fave though. Let's be real.
I
like the
Mallrats is
movie.
dope.
That's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's not worth dropping your life.
Nah.
Oh no, for sure.
I wouldn't marry Kevin Smith because of Mallrats.
I think that's probably give her a hockey jersey with her baseball.
Although he did weirdly get her the LA job back. We didn't
Which is also
Yeah.
creepy. He's
Favor.
like, oh, I'm going to help you out with this job so you can move closer to me in LA.
it's a very creepy move.
How did she say no and then go and say yes and they were okay with it?
I don't know. Maybe Kevin Smith
Hollywood's
pulled
weird,
strings
man.
again.
I mean, I've applied for a couple of jobs in my day being an adult, and it's not usually how job offers work.
Well, I mean, to
At
be
least
fair,
mine, anyway. Maybe I'm not as
Hey,
hot a
remember when I
commodity.
turned down this job? Well,
It's
Funny
not
story,
like,
I want it.
have I got
What
news for you?
it's not when I was in high school, though. Martin Scorsese heard me playing chopsticks on a piano and told me that he thinks I should write the score for his next movie.
You mean you didn't do the Departed score?
This makes the least amount of sense. Just this whole story, how Craig got this job is confusing. So Craig's living in a boiler room and writing, and I felt kind of bad for Kevin Smith, but mostly he's just being a confusing, whiny baby.
Yeah,
Kevin sowed these seeds himself.
That, and he has so much stake in these people's lives. Why does he care that Craig is going to...
Well, I liked how they got him
To
involved
Europe.
in the drama. I thought he was just going to be in the background, kind of being Kevin Smith, almost being a sage, and then he gets involved in the drama.
They made it seem like he'd been there.
He came in to
Yes.
save the day. He went on
Yeah.
television.
Well, he
Yeah,
came in
yeah.
to
He's
fuck
like, what
up
do you
the
guys
day,
gonna do?
though, really.
Let me fix everything. And by fix, I mean ruin everything.
By fix, I mean fix everything to make me happy, specifically. So Craig is in the boiler room. He runs into Spinner, and he's like, so Kevin Smith obviously knows that I'm living at the school writing music, so don't tell anybody about it.
And Spinner's so dumb. Spinner is so dumb that he's like, yeah, that tracks. Sure.
And- but I think Spinner's just so happy that Craig is not being mean to him, and Craig is kind of confiding into him about Ashley, and he's like, Ashley, she's a virus. She just gets in you and eats you up and spits you out again.
So I know that Craig is bipolar. He does a really Jake Epstein is an amazing actor. I want to I'll talk about him forever, and we'll talk about him even more later when he really spirals because he's brilliant. But I feel like almost all of Craig's bipolar episodes that we see is just straight mania the entire time. We don't really see him crash too often. It's just always manic, and I guess that makes it more interesting for television. But I'm like, you're not going to be manic all the time, but all we see is manic Craig.
He is very manic.
And he's making eggs. And also, why is Spinner already at the school in the middle of the night? You're not catering anymore.
I don't think it's the middle. I think it's the morning.
But it's it's so early. No one else is there. Jay isn't even there with his hairnet.
Well, I feel like food people have to get there early, right?
I don't know. I mean, when I do production for shoots and stuff, we just have catering arrive the same time the rest of the crew arrives, because catering generally, maybe it's just photo shoots are smaller, but catering doesn't take a long time to set up, because it's they already make the food. They're just putting it on a table.
Well, maybe Spinner's just so happy to be back at the school and around his peers that he's like, I will get here super early and be the best caterer I can be. God damn it.
Oh, Spinner.
I don't know.
You deserve nothing.
So then they're filming a scene, and Kevin Smith has tampons in his nose, and Caitlin is playing a teacher and is doing a really bad job.
He calls her Mrs. Joey, which I thought was rude.
So now this is when we see Kevin Smith be really bitter about Caitlin.
So pouty.
He's just a baby.
Yeah.
That wasn't acting.
It was one kiss for a lady you met a day ago. The other day.
And she was clearly uncomfortable that it happened.
To be
Yeah.
fair, this is
Immediately after.
someone crushing on his whole life.
it's not like she was like, let's continue this later. And he's like, what? I don't get what's the 180.
Yeah.
I don't get it. You seem so all right with it.
He was too busy mooning over her, like, immediately afterwards.
And then after, like, 20 million takes, Kevin Smith just, like, kicks her off the set. And while they're still trying to record the scene, Craig just comes in the middle of shooting and is like, hey, so this song I've been working on, and just interrupts the entire flow of the set.
It's a lot. And yeah. Oh, I also wrote Ellie's the best actor in this movie. Like, she's better than Jay. She's better than Kevin Smith. She is the best actor in this movie.
And is being constantly preyed on by Jay.
Yeah.
Nonstop.
That was weird.
It's gross. I'm like, Ellie is 16. But honestly, like, if
but
he's...
also in real life, that actress is a child and Jay is not a child. So even like acting with him putting his hand on her knee made me feel very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I mean...
All lived.
No.
It's rough.
It's the muse.
But I mean, if Jay is gonna, like, creepily hit on any teenager, like, it should be Ellie, because she's most likely to, like, stab him.
That's true. She can...
Her and Alex. He could also hit on Alex. Alex would literally stab him.
She can protect herself. So Craig comes in. Kevin says, is like, why are you not in London? And Spinner is like, wait, he told me that you were okay with him living in the boiler room. I don't understand what's happening. And then Spinner brings Joey to the school, and he confronts Craig, and I don't really remember what happens.
All I have is that Kevin Smith says, "Oh my God, who are you now?" Because, like, Spinner just, like, appears from nothing. And also, like, Kevin Smith gives Spinner this look like, of course I didn't tell him to live in the boiler room. What's wrong with you? And also, all of those bananas are green that he brought with him. They're all green.
Way
Why
too
would he
right.
have to live at home if he was not
I
going.
guess he just didn't want to, like...
Was he just going to live in the boiler room also? Like, how is London? Like, oh, it's nice. It's very steamy.
Yeah, well,
and,
that's just the way, like, you gotta think of, like, teenagers.
Well, anytime
in
you're
that
planning
sense.
on running away,
Right.
like,
It's like,
you,
oh, I can't go back and tell them that I didn't go to London. Or that...
my confusion is not with Craig's plan. It's more so with Spinner's stupidity.
Oh, my God.
He's not the brightest bulb. Oh, actually, I think Joey confronts Craig, and then Craig just runs away.
Yeah.
Because then then Joey lashes out at Caitlin and is like, this is your fault that he ran away. And I was like, I don't think that's true, but...
Yeah. Well, first, there's a sweet, sweet Tessa Campanelli reference.
That's true.
Are you fucking Tessa Campanelli? Anyway, and then I also wrote, this is the most I've ever liked Angie. Like, her one line of, let's go upstairs.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is the best you've ever been on this show.
This is an adult conversation. We're not adults.
Yeah. It's
We're not.
it's the best she's ever been, because normally she's super obnoxious.
She's really annoying. That child actress is usually not good at all.
So let's give her less lines and more, let's go upstairs. Like,
Her lines are saying that she is leaving.
those are the only lines from Angie that I like. The ones that mean she won't be there anymore.
And then Joey and Caitlin get in a big fight, and they're like blaming each other for things. And Caitlin brings up that she like paid for the house. Like, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have a roof to live under. And Joey's like blaming her for trying to push Craig to London, and it's a whole thing. And then we cut to Craig walking.
I feel like Joey's arguments are valid, and I mean, both of them are making points that are not true, but like unnecessarily harsh.
Yeah.
Like, especially the house thing, because he never asked her to
Buy
buy
the
the
house.
house. She didn't talk to him about it first. She just like bought his fucking house from under him and was like, we live here now. Which
I'm
is a
saving
weird
you.
it's a weird move. And they fought about it, and the only reason they stopped fighting was because there was a school shooting and they had to go make sure Craig was okay. And
That's
then they
true.
never brought it up again. So it's like it's already like a point of contention. So why are you why are you fighting about this when it was like he was mad at you for doing this? So why are you throwing it in his face?
Yeah, what a mean lady.
It was-
She's the worst.
It was a lot.
It's a real dick move.
But then we see Craig walking around the streets, and he meets Skinny, who's drumming away.
Skinny.
One of the worst homeless drummers I've ever seen. Like, if you go to New York, you see people really going crazy.
That's the thing, is that we're spoiled by New York City street drummers. Canadian street drummers, you think they'd be listening to that Neil Peart street drumming, that Rush style, but no, they just got Skinny on the cans.
On the literal cans.
Just
Is Rush like the
It's almost like I don't think that you're gonna be good, bro. Like, whoa, you can't. Not anyone can just come up and do this. All right, you hit a couple of chords. You're okay, man.
He strummed for 2 seconds, and someone immediately dropped money in the bucket, and he's like, "Okay, you can."
It's like
stay
he
there.
heard Fleur Elise for the first time in his life. It's like, oh my God,
you stay for an hour.
You are my lead guitarist until I beat you past.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, no, his drumming is terrible. It's like Little Drummer Boy. It's like rum pum pum pum, and then that's it.
So then Craig just decides to start busking his troubles away.
Well, Skinny did ask Craig at one point, didn't you score Jay and Silent Bob Go Canadian, eh?
How does Skinny know about this?
He had this look in his eye, just almost.
Are you the Craig?
Well, I like that he ends up in a soup kitchen, like a nut, just being like, "Oh, I scored his movie. I scored it. Did you see that?"
Oh yeah,
that was kind of sad.
Tragic.
It was a rough moment.
We haven't even gotten to the part that led him to that, which is him getting beaten.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I think before he gets...
Sorry, yeah, let's go back to that.
Before he gets beaten, we cut to the ninjas. We're at the dance, and Caitlin comes and is like, "Everything's terrible. I only want to talk to you." And that might have happened earlier.
At one point, she goes to his trailer, and it's weird.
And and then the next scene is like, "Thanks for being a good friend and talking to me," while he's filming the prom scene. And then he's like, "Let's dance." And she's like, "Wait, what?" And he's like, "It's my movie. I can dance with whoever I want." And then the ninjas come, and they have the fight sequence.
Excuse you, before the ninjas, Jay is dancing with Manny, and he's like, "I'll wait until you're 18." And I'm like, this is creepy, but not surprising. And also, when I was 14, I had a friend who was in his early 20s who's like, "I'll wait for you." And I was like, "I'm 14," and he was like, "Never mind, goodbye." And I was like, this is familiar.
And that's essentially what happened in this scene. He's like, "Wait, how old are you again?" And she's like, "I'm a freshman." And he's like, "Wait, where are the seniors?"
Which is it's still not great, but at least it's close.
At least he recognizes that it's not a great idea.
Also, why are we pretending that Manny is 14? Out of all of the girls in this school, she is the least 14 looking.
So, and then ninjas happen, and then Joey, again, nobody on the show, understands the concept of, filming a movie, because they all just burst into the set, and they're like, "Where's my son?"
But to be fair, Kevin Smith has it coming.
Yeah.
That's true.
On most of his movies, is people bursting and
But
asking, "Where's my son?"
Isn't Joey kind of just there to watch his girl leave? Really?
He just goes to different parts of Canada, gives them bad advice, and just
Joey, if I'm remembering this correctly,
does he really even talk to Craig at the dance?
Well, Craig's not at the dance.
Craig was not at the dance, though.
That's what I'm saying. So he goes there to watch Caitlin hug Kevin Smith and be all sad about it.
Well, I think he comes because Craig is missing, and he's like, "Caitlin, I don't know where Craig is. He's been gone for a day." But he bursts into the set, and it's sad. And...
I've said it before, and I'll say it again. This school has no goddamn security.
No,
they don't. Especially right after a school shooting.
It's crazy.
Right? It's the summer. They're all on the beach.
Nobody's mad at school when it's summer.
Nothing to
They're all like school in summer, no class.
But also, why doesn't this professional film set have security and
Because it's Kevin Smith.
Or are they
That's
gonna
fair.
use hockey jerseys?
The mullet hat.
So
probably more valuable than Kevin Smith.
Oh, that mullet hat. And also, Jay calls him Lunchbox, which I haven't heard in so long.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, man.